Hey y'all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We just left West Virginia. We're heading down to Fredericksburg, Virginia. Very historic town. This video is part of the 2025, heck yeah, travel series this year. All this footage was shot in the month of August. Alright, got a few miles to get up here. First stop is the Fredericksburg Battlefield and Visitor Center. Then we got 2 other stops planned. So over the next couple months, there'll be all kinds of new videos from the East Coast. Kind of out of my normal territory here. But sit back, get ready, enjoy the ride, and the journey starts now. Okay, we're getting into town here. It is warm and toasty. Humid on the East Coast, not used to it. Over the next week or 2, we're going to be heading down to the Atlantic Ocean. Hopefully be seeing it. Yay. Wherever you look on Google Maps, it's just historic everywhere. Fredericksburg, we're about 50 miles south of Washington, D.C. No way was I going into a big city like that. Actually, this is bigger than I normally do. Back roads, small towns, but hey, we're East Coast, why not? Just check it out. Thank goodness for Google Maps. How did I do it before? Remember the old road atlases? Sit and map yourself out. A lot of gas station parking lots with a map. Now everything's on your phone. Okay, Battlefield should be right up here. I think this entire town's an old battlefield. The history is so vast. Wow, there on the left. Now there is a national cemetery. Yep, there's the sign. Okay, where do I pull in? There's a big monument. It's got to be this building here. Yep. Said Visitor Center. Alright, we made it. It's right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Look at this. Alright, well, I'll get parked. We'll take a little walk. Well, this one says Park Store. I think that's a museum straight ahead. Yeah, this is right in the middle of residential. Oh, here you go. Battle of Fredericksburg. Well, it was right in town. Look how big the town was back then. Big river runs through here. Some old original pictures. December 11th through the 15th, 1862. Winter campaign ends in Union disaster. That had to have been cold. They get harsh winters here. Well, see what they got inside. These grounds here are just immaculate. Green grass, not used to that. Don't see that in Arizona. Well, the battlefield was the entire town with the river. That is a national cemetery here. I'll walk up in it. They had the bridges going across.
Well, good. I'm glad. That's awesome. I'm glad they had fun. And I assume
A
they did keep it
rebellious
nice and
town.
good. I'm glad. Are
Well,
you on your way back home?
back in them days, I mean, Virginia is right in the middle of the Civil War.
She still doesn't go. Bless her
Really
heart.
crystal clear old
I pray
photographs.
everything goes well with her. When is her orthopedic surgeon? Or
Says arrival of the Union Army created a flood of refugees from the war seeking freedom. 10,000 came to town. Old wagon pulled by oxen, huh? Oh, geez. There is history here. One of the rangers was telling me there's a walkway. We can actually see a house with original bullet holes in it during a battle. So, well, we'll head outside in just a minute. Nice and air conditioned in here. Yay. No hurry. The drum, mighty drum, signaling troops. Some of the shells they used, the artillery. But there's artifacts everywhere around this town. Says that cylinder holds 10,000 bullets, the number fired in just 1 minute of combat here in Fredericksburg. Holy moly. Yeah. One of the old uniforms, very, very well documented, kept here. Part of our history. Well, here's your first cell phone from back then. This is a portable field telegraph system for quick communications in the field. Wow. High tech back then, huh? There's a carving in the stone from a Confederate. It was part of a stone wall. Picture of a house is on the stone. Huh. Well, there's a little more downstairs, more exhibits. Then we'll head outside. "14,000 soldiers wounded here during the battles. They used the churches as hospitals. Wow, that's old, isn't it? What workmanship. All right, let's head on outside. Take a little walk. And they got trails here. We'll take a walk around the paths and end up back at the cemetery. There's a powerful picture. Shows the battle lines in the town right in the middle of it. This must be that stone wall I was talking about in the museum. My goodness. Right here in these grounds. So peaceful now. What's this? Looks like a foundation to a building. Bet that tree was still here. You can always date places with the trees, how big they are. Thomas R.R. Cobb. Says the marker across the road is where he was shot. And the house behind it was under attack. There's the marker. The Stevens house. All this was right in the middle of a massive battle. That's what the foundation was there. Not very big homes, huh? Right there. Looks like a private driveway over there, doesn't it? Wonder if people live up around here. Stevens Family Cemetery. Unmarked graves. Right in here. I mean, directly across, it looks like apartments and houses. Oh, I bet this is a house, maybe of the bullet holes. I don't know. Yep. The Inez house. has the bullet holes, huh?
Yeah, and you can go inside and see where there's still some.
Get some history in them.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. This house would have been literally flat in the middle between Confederate soldiers behind the stone wall over there and Union soldiers marching from the city.
Can you imagine? I went to that Antietam
Yeah.
battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
20,000 in one night or one day.
Yeah.
That's insane. Big bullets too.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Over 60 years later, still standing. They're saving history. They have to. 709 Sunken Road. Well, let's see what else we got. See right there, that's residential. Them people live right next to this park. There's no fences. There's no charge to get in here. So. Shows the fields right around all the houses. The Angel of Mary's Heights. Richard Kirkland, 19 years old, tended to the wounded on both sides, giving them water. He was later killed in another battle. Unsung heroes, weren't they? Yeah, that lawn up there almost looks like a golf course. There's a big, you can see it off in the distance, like a mansion or something up there. Oh wow, they got a memorial for Richard Kirkland, South Carolina Volunteers. It's a beautiful park to walk with all the trees, pathways. See, there's their backyards right there. Another foundation here for a building, another home probably, huh? They got caught in the middle of the battle. Another stone wall. I think this is about the end of it. I'm gonna walk back towards the cemetery. Then we're gonna cut through town. Go check it out. The Ebert House and Store was here. Yeah, the original wall where the troops were behind it. Oh, okay, that's that place up on the hill. Was a home, headquarters, and a hospital during the battles. Still has the big pillars right there. Yeah, it's private. You can't go up there. Fredericksburg National Cemetery. Wow. Kind of overlooks the town a little bit. Big memorial there. I don't know, it was really quiet walking those trails. Then you get up near the roads here and it's like a busy town. What a place. Says this is a private residence. Look at the stonework on that thing. That's old. Alright, well, let's head towards the van. We're gonna cross the river. Supposed to be a big mansion, like a flower garden over there. I thought we'd try to go find it, check it out. What's this? The sunken road. They're showing reconstruction of the wall. Just how long that thing is, too. Huge. Absolutely huge. Well, if you're a Civil War history buff or just passing through, highly recommend stopping. What a well-preserved, well-kept piece of history here. Right in the middle of residential neighborhoods. Not a big parking area. I don't know if I'd bring an RV in here. Alright, I need to make a left. I'm just gonna follow the maps. Gonna cut across the river. It's called Chatham House on the maps. It's like a mansion or something. Then there's another one called George Washington Ferry Farm. Maybe we'll go see that too. I booked a RV site at a KOA just out of town here, a couple miles. People from here probably get used to this being a national battlefield and all the history, maybe. Just old buildings everywhere. Amazing. To me it is. Kind of like walking around that battlefield back there. It was just quiet. When you got away from the road, it was just, you just hear the birds chirp. Just quiet. Alright, I'm just following the maps. Doing a little sightseeing here. This is the downtown area of Fredericksburg. Everything's in bloom. Trees are nice and green. Very clean looking town, isn't it? This is kind of my first trip through Virginia. I've never been here much. But we're heading to the ocean. Yay. In a few days. Want to try to make it down to the Outer Banks in the Carolinas. Hopefully. Yeah, this big buildings. That must be apartments or something. Maybe a church. Kind of one block off the main drag here. Once we go that Chatham Manor or house, whatever it is, I'll come back over. We'll do a loop around town. There it is, Chatham Manor to the right. Big old river here. This is where war raged across the river. Incredible. I bet relic and those kind of things are everywhere. Metal detecting. Everywhere around these areas you'd find stuff. Alright, we're close. Wants me to make a left. There it is. Almost missed it. Chatham Manor. Well, go see a little more of this Virginia history. Yay. Wow, this is pretty in here. Big old cornfield right in town. That corn is up there too, isn't it? Just a different world out east. Okay, better pay attention. Here we are. Looks like parking's off to the right. Buses to the left. I'm not a bus. Here you go. Getting a little worried. Where do you go here? Alright, let me get parked. Main entrance. This is just one big, huge farm. I see some greenhouses up here. Well, a lot of these old properties, they were plantations back in the day, I bet. Grapes growing out here. Brick pathway. Harvesting the crops right there. Big open fields. A changed landscape. Yeah, this has to be like a mansion. I wonder if it's haunted. Boo. Well, welcome to Chatham Manor. I was like to mow the grass here. He'd have a job all summer. Wow. Just garden and flowers everywhere. Pretty, nice colors. And one big tall tree right in front of that mansion. And you don't cut the tree down, you build the walkway around the tree. That's cool. All those just have little shapes to them. Well, as humid and as wet as it is here, I bet plants just thrive. All right, looks like it's open. Go ahead and check it out. Well, most of it's under construction. Just a couple rooms open. That's all right. There's a big open back area. Marble fireplace. Crown molding up there. Wow. What's this? Some of the owners of this. Huh. Well, it's been used for a long time. They said you can go back kitchen. Here you go. Wow. Bear light green. The butler pantry. Huh. All the meals prepared. Changing spaces. A copper sink. Look at that. All pounded out by hand. People love to have that. And old electric fittings on the fixtures on the wall. All right, well, that's about it. We gotta head outside. Looks like end of the line. Let's go out back. Here you go. Here's your backyard with the cannons. Straight across, there's downtown Fredericksburg. Huge property. Wow. Like a pine cone? Sculptures? I don't know. Goes down towards a river. Glad I used bug spray though. Get bitten here pretty good. Well, if you didn't like your neighbor. Boom. There's the river. Beleaguered town. Wow. Yeah, when the war was raging. Up here, you just sit and see the whole thing. Pontoon bridges. They made bridges going across during the war with floating pontoons. There's one sitting here. Right there. Look at that thing. Now there's some history for you. That is quite a feat of engineering to withstand the currents of the river. A bloody crossing, I bet. Oh man. That is something. Pontoon bridges during the Civil War. Plus we seen that portable telegraph back at that visitor center. They had technology. That was pretty high tech for back then. That river sure is muddy looking, isn't it? Well, the rains, I mean, it's constant rain here. I've seen a lot of it this summer, that's for sure. Well, let's take a peek at this pontoon. A pontoon bridge. I'll remember that. And it would have had to withstand the currents of the river. Look at that, they put it together with rope.
Oh, you're welcome. What a pretty place.
It is.
Okay, well, let's, instead of going through the house, let's go around the building. I took those people's picture for them. They wanted pictures by the cannon. How old is that? The size of the trunk on that thing. That was here during the war. Oh, man. That is super old wood. Yeah, this is definitely one to stop and just relax. I mean, it's very relaxing here. Just the big garden areas. Bet these greenhouses where they grow all their plants. Oh, of course, gotta have a fish pond with the lily pads. Oh man, it's like a movie. I think I can get back to the van this way. Got a big brick wall to the left. Here's the greenhouses. Yep, I see a gate. Greenhouse, built in 1900. 125 years old. Must be maintenance or something. Take a peek. Oh, another cannon. Wow. Looks like their little workshop with a cannon in it. Heck yeah. Here you go, right back where we started. What a unique place to have all this garden area, everything, and it is well maintained. I bet when they get all the reconstruction done on the inside, it'd be really something to see. They said it's going to take them a year or two to complete. Like I said earlier, get a chance, put it on the list. All right, to the van we go. Gonna start heading towards that RV park. All right, it's kind of one way in and one way out. Go around the back side of the property. Feels like it could storm at any minute. Clouds are brewing up a little. That's the back side of that big maintenance building with the cannon. But there's that brick wall. Place is like a fortress. So it looks like you got picnic areas, picnic tables out here. There was no charge to get in it. This is all free. You have to pay anything. More brick wall right along the edge. A lot of acres. They got a lot of property here. Well, I kind of looked at the maps. Let's make a loop around downtown a little bit, and then we'll head. There's a George Washington Ferry Farm. George Washington Boyhood Home. What do you think? Worth a stop? Maybe. Heck yeah. Alright, we're through the gates. Let's go cruise downtown. Well, no pontoon bridge here. A lot of people live out east. These roads are very, very congested and busy. Not like out west where it's wide open. Okay, well, looks like I have to go to the right. And we'll just cruise around in a loop. Interstate 95. Nope, we don't want no interstate. Looks like more shops. Brick buildings, these are old. Green grass everywhere. Here's more homes. You wonder how many homes are still standing that were around during the battles. Probably not too many. That's a river right off to the right. River front view here. Can't make a left. I need to cut over. Well, looks like I cut over here. End of the line. I'm going to cut up one more street. These are all one-ways. Just more colorful, beautiful flowers, lawns. Little mural there in that building. A lot of this is residential, isn't it? Kind of business mixed in with houses. There's a car dealer. A few shops. A lot of one-way streets. Everyone's saying, look at that guy, he don't know where he's going. Well, let me cut up one more. Wow, big old church. Another steeple up there. We have to go back across the river for that ferry farm. Plus that's on the way to the RV park. Well, kind of got an idea. Here's the downtown area, more little shops. Very, very old buildings. Pretty neat, huh? Fredericksburg, Virginia. All right, to the ferry farm we go. Well, kind of another big farm. I don't know if this is state or what it is. Big old pillars on that building. Says visitor center. Well, we'll find out. National Historic Landmark, George Washington Boyhood Home Site. Part of the National Park Service. Well, you have to take a guided tour. It's a little pricey to get back in here. The tour starts in about 5-10 minutes. And I think it's the last one of the day. I'll see what I can catch of it. So George Washington roamed these fields here. We're close to the river. River's right in there somewhere, over those trees. Made it. All right, see if we can get inside here.
We've actually excavated over 1 million artifacts from this location so far. Most from the colonial times, a lot from the Civil War era, and we've even found arrowheads dating back 14,000 years from when the Indians came in.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Wow, this is awesome, man.
Super hard to film this. Too many people and the guy making the tour. I'll catch what I can for you. I'm kind of hanging behind.
Alright, so this room here,
They're all looking at me. Where is he?
but this was known
All
as
right,
the passage. This is actually
I
a
better
working
keep
room.
up with them.
There's no furniture in it right now because we have to have the fire exit, but there was furniture listed on that probate inventory. It was listed as a small chaise lounge in this room, a small. In Washington's time, it would have been substantially wider, so wide actually the water would have come all the way up almost to this incline here. So this would have been truly on the river bank.
Building's been reconstructed, but it's still the original style when Washington was a kid. They had a lot of travelers come through, people along the river. It was quite the farm. Right there is a river.
We can tell a lot of things from that 1743 probate inventory about the parlor. The furniture on that probate inventory is listed as generally older, more worn, not quite as valuable. So we can gather that this is just a general comfortable room to live well.
Okay.
It would have all been
Is that
very
the back of the inn?
Yeah, it's just that's where the nails are. Today we tried to paint over that, cover it up, but they wanted it to be seen.
Good on. That's interesting. Yeah. Bend over that, yeah, exactly. We call it Columbia carpet.
I know.
Yeah, I know. 18th century resident. All right, so
Come empty?
No, I've been in. Give everybody else a chance.
So this is the last room in the house, and we know, and it listed these two beds in here, one of which being a Murphy bed. So the Washingtons were well ahead of their time. They had sleep number beds, standing desks, Murphy beds. They had all the business. We think we're so special now. But anyway, this is basically a spare bedroom. Now, were enough of those travelers coming through that they had to designate a place for them? Perhaps. This could be set up to where that door could be kept under lock and key, and you could only enter with a key. Kind of cordon this off, kind of like a mini Airbnb or something. Or perhaps it was just they wanted extra.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like going through stuff myself. When you're forced to go along like with a group, you can't do much. Oh well. I guess it was worth a stop. It was a little pricey to get in there for that tour, though. It's either that or you can just walk around the outside property. That's it. Alright, well, I'm ready to call it. Let's go find that RV park just a few miles away. Maybe get the e-bike out, take a little e-bike ride. Getting a little hungry too. Make something for dinner. I stocked up my little fridge here in the van, so I got food for a couple days. One thing they did say at that ferry farm was George Washington's birthplace is right on the Potomac, and a few miles away, but I think tomorrow when I leave that RV park, I might head that way. We're south of Washington, D.C. There is a lot of people that live around here, so I'm trying to avoid the big cities. Well, I'm following Google Maps. It's kind of zigzagging me through these back roads, but that's okay. Looks like it's about 4 miles from here, the RV park. It's a big KOA. It's called Washington, D.C. Fredericksburg KOA. I'll follow this truck. What do you think? For more information on my channel, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for your newsletter, putting one out once a month now. Plus, we got a merch shop, all kinds of cool stuff. Got the Armchair Traveler series out. And we have free downloadable puzzles. All kinds of cool things over there on the website. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, which helps support the channel in future videos like exploring this great state of Virginia. And I appreciate it very much. Wow, we're getting out here in the sticks. Definitely the back country here. Virginia, it has like forks or islands or peninsulas that stick out on it towards the ocean. It's kind of my plan to follow once we leave here. Where is this park? Little sign there said KOA, straight ahead. Wow. Talk about secluded. I've never seen a KOA like this one. Usually they're pretty close to the main roads. This one is way out. Alright. Well, this is going to be home for the night. All kinds of trailers in here. Looks like they got shade. Every site has trees. Good for shade, not good for Starlink if you need internet. Cabins, KOA cabins, and there's their main clubhouse here. Alright, let me go get checked in. I'll pop the e-bike out. We'll take a little ride before we call it a day. Alright, we're in. Good chance of rain coming in here in just a little bit. So let's take a quick ride around the park. They got all kinds of even trailers you can rent. A lot of these people are monthly. They said they're open year round too. Oh my goodness, it'd be cold in the winter here in an RV. But it is definitely nestled in. These trees. See, here's some more of their cabins. Oh no, gated road. Can't get out that way. Thought there might be a trail. Alright, well, let's go to the other end of the park. All those trailers with the propane tanks, those are their rentals. You can rent those. I asked for a site with no trees so I'd get my internet to work, Starlink. That's about the only downside to having Starlink is trees. Then right up here, they got a big swimming pool, laundry room. There's the pool. Kids love that. Then all the showers and restrooms are in this big building here. Then their office. They had a really nice gift shop. All kinds of cool stuff you can buy. Tons of history. Either Civil War, George Washington, all that kind of stuff around here. Anyway, kind of gives you an idea what's here. I have really never seen a KOA this far out like this. At least it's big and wide open. Alright, made it back to the entrance. Let's head back to the van. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on Fredericksburg, Virginia, and all the rich history around this gorgeous area. What a pretty place. Nice and green and big. All winter long, there'll be several more videos coming out from the 2025 travel season. This is all bonus footage. Holidays are coming up. All right, journey continues. Talk soon.